Hello, we wanted to come to you today and share something that we have been thinking about that's been coming up in our own personal lives and in our work with our clients, which is the idea or notion when you're, you know, healing and living and making decisions, there are often things that we feel like we're saying no to. So whether that be saying no to eating excess sugar or saying no to like a third cup of coffee we know that's not going to make us feel good, or things like that. Sometimes it can feel so much like we're saying no to a lot of things, and that can sometimes make us feel in a place where we're kind of I guess more just like depleted, or just in this place of like, oh, I look at all these things I have to give up in order to be healthy. It's can feel common, especially in a world where we do have to make decisions a lot, because it doesn't often make it really, really easy for us to consistently eat nutrient dense foods and take time to rest and, all of these different things. Like, we have to be making those decisions on our own. So this idea of thinking about when you're saying no to something, what are you what are you actually saying yes to? Something that we've been thinking about a lot. So Megan, how's this been showing up for you?
Well, I just want to say too, I think you said something really powerful in sometimes when we're saying no constantly, it can be its own form of depletion. And I think that's really, really, really important to hold, because I know there's been many times in my life where I have had to say no so much that it's hard to see what I'm saying yes to when all I'm doing is saying no, 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 no. And it does become a form of depletion. So I think that there's no, I feel like it's a piece that needs to be held, because for some of us, we do have to say no. For those of us that do have more chronic conditions and chronic illness, we do wind up saying no to things more often than not. And I think it's, at least for me, I know I've been told by different practitioners, like, oh, but you're going to feel so much better, or you have no idea because it's going to help your body so much. And it sometimes you can't like really always feel the benefits of that. So I think that even just being in that place of honoring, like, oh, I feel like I feel depleted. I feel like I'm having to say no to so many things. And it's not so much going into it as though it's going to be a fix, but just knowing that that feeling of depletion is real and we can connect to it and honor it. And even if there's nothing that's necessarily going to make it better, just like, I guess I just want to say, like, I see you and I feel that. And it is, it is real. It's a very real feeling. And I know for me recently, especially as a mom, like I say no so much. Not only am I saying no to myself, but I'm also constantly having to say no to my kids. And there comes a point where it's like, man, I just want to say yes. I want to have a yes day, even if that means my kids are asking me for brownies for breakfast, or they're wanting to go like, ride their bikes shirtless through the mosquito infested Columbia River Gorge right now. And it's like, all right, go for it. Like, yes, you can do these things. And I think there are moments where taking the time to practice saying yes and be an intentional place of practicing saying no, we really do enable ourselves to take a pause and see, okay, in saying no to this, what am I saying yes to? So if I'm saying no to having a glass of wine, I know I'm saying yes to good sleep. I know I'm saying yes to more energy the next day. I know that I'm saying yes to my whole morning routine, because wine for sure makes my mornings feel totally off. Or alternatively, when I was out this weekend, I said yes to a sandwich on gluten. I don't eat very much gluten ever, but it was gluten and it had cheese, and it was a kimchi chicken sandwich. And it was the most delicious thing I've ever had, like truly. And I felt so much joy. I said yes to the joy in that. And I said no to my body, and knowing that, okay, for like 3 days, I'm going to have to fix or like be really, really intentional with what I eat and really like work on my digestive system. But I think it's just taking that moment to focus in, what am I saying yes to? What am I saying no to? And what is on the other side of that?
I love that. It's what is on the other side of it. And like you said, especially if you're feeling like you're saying no, 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 it is so hard. Like I had a client who was doing an elimination diet, and she had to do a lot of social events and things with her family and like the nature of her husband's work, and that what it was. And she just said she like got to a point and snapped where she was like, I can't say no anymore. So I just like I ate the dessert that they gave us. And I was like, okay, that's okay. Do it.
Yeah.
Because she really felt like that depletion or the pressure, like it's so real. So I love this as an antidote to that, because it gives us more just awareness, and it helps us to see both sides and be able to make those choices from a place of uh, really feeling into what we need in that moment, as opposed to feeling like, well, now if I want to be healthy, I have to live a life where I only say no. I think that can feel like a big, almost like prison sentence for people sometimes. And it doesn't need to be like that. And in our work, when we work with people one-on-one, we're really, you know, conscious of that's not what it looks like, and that's not what it needs to look like. But sometimes it can feel like that at the beginning if we haven't taken the time to kind of look at these pieces and, like you said, see what's on the other side of it. So we just invite you into that question and that exercise and that exploration today. If you were at the place right now where any of that is resonating and you feel like you're saying no a lot, checking in and even writing it down for yourself too. It can sometimes be helpful to see, like with the wine example or the caffeine, whatever it is, I'm saying no to this, but what am I gaining, and what am I saying yes to consciously, so that you feel like you do have agency. And it's not that you're saying no to everything in the world. You're actually saying yes to a lot of things. It's just not as clear what those are. And if we can bring those into the light and bring that really clearly, we can say every day, I say yes to good sleep. Like I say yes to good energy. I say yes to joy and joyful practices. It can really help just lighten things for us, so it doesn't feel so heavy and serious all the time.
Yeah. And that no can feel loud. So it's almost like by doing that practice of writing it down and like, okay, I said no to the wine, I said no to the caffeine. Those are kind of loud for a lot of people, that no of like, I can't, the energy of it feels so like, it just feels loud. Whereas those, what we're saying yes to tends to be a little bit quieter. So what this practice does is it amplifies that. It's amplifying what we're saying yes to.
I love it. So let us know how you do with that practice. We really invite you, especially, if we're moving into summer right now, there's definitely lots more to say no and yes to. Like it can be a more social time, and just more time where like, we're just out and about more. So if you work with this practice or these questions, please let us know. You can leave a comment on this video. You can email us at hello@slowmedicinecollective.com and just let us know how you're working with these practices. We're also on Instagram at slow.medicine.collective, and you can send us a message over there too. And we'd honestly love to hear how you're working with these practices, because our intention is to just help and support and make things lighter where we can. Okay, thanks everybody. We'll see you soon.
Bye.